You know what time it is, don't you? Man, we got these people steady playing with our bread, man. We gonna do an expo on every congressional Black Caucus member so we know who they are and where they come from. Cause it's tether soup over there. But guess what? Reparations should not start with an apology. And why I gotta be cost effective? Why why you got to be saving money? Y'all ain't sparing no expense on those who come over here illegally. We'll be right back on the Keep It P podcast. Cash app, selling chime. Hope you got yours, cause I got mine. I'm talking Payoneer, net spend, Venmo, stash. Too many ways for you to run my cash. Check reparations, 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 check. Yeah, well, if you talking compensation, it's about that time. Everybody theirs. I'm trying to see about mine. Y'all done gave everybody theirs, man. I'm trying to see about mine. And we got the Congressional Coonage Caucus standing up talking about we need a cost-effective reparations can start with an apology. No, it can't. No, we don't want your apology. Keep that. Give me the bread. Anyway, let me go ahead and let you know what they talking about. It says, cash is always king. This is by Diane Anderson. Hold on, let me see who Diane Anderson is real quick. Let me see who Diane Anderson is. I'm gonna search her over here on the side. Just like I suspected. Yep, just like we know who Diane is real quick. But anyway, Diane goes on and says, cash is always king, but policies in the works could jumpstart reparations for Black Californians without breaking the bank. What? Listen to the word breaking the bank. Earlier this year, the state legislator analysis office projected the 38 billion budget deficit, meaning money is tight and direct compensation is not likely, at least for now. Look, y'all keep stringing it along, and what y'all gonna do is get people upset. And they turned up in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all was playing. And y'all going, do you want to turn up? The turn up might happen if y'all keep playing. Anyway, it goes on to say, but Kristin Nimmers said that other ways can positively impact and address generations of direct harm to Black residents, starting with an apology. What is apology going to do? What is an apology going to do if the government is still turning a blind eye and not implementing even the laws on the books for our protection already? There's hate crime laws and all that on the books already, but they not being enforced for us, but against us. Did you know that? We don't need no new laws. They ain't even enforcing the ones that they got, fam. And it goes on to say, and I quote, it doesn't cost anything to acknowledge the harm, but it's an important aspect of healing because it's difficult to heal harm that hasn't been acknowledged. No, it's difficult to heal harm that's still harming. What about that? How about it ain't never stopped? This is what y'all do when y'all talk to a white person or anybody for that matter that tell you ain't no racism. Ask them just one question. I just learned this, so I'm sharing it with y'all. Ask them, what year did racism stop? Now they gonna tell you, oh, the civil rights was passed back in this, and then they did away with the whoop de woo. But what year did racism stop? They can't answer that because it hasn't stopped. So this right here, this statement automatically let me know we dealing with Tether Jones. Tether Jones goes on to say, Once those harms are acknowledged, I think the state leadership and local leadership are responsible to do what's necessary to repair or end them. Naaman said, policies and campaign manager for the California Black Power Network. Who is the Black Power Network? What's the Black Power Network's credentials in the hood, B? What has the Black Power Network done? If you see in this video and you know somebody in the Black Power Network, put in the comment section what they done. I will shut my mouth and I will not talk about the Black Power Network ever again. Just tell me what they did. That's all I need you to do. It goes on to say, statewide policy shifts, such as addressing discrimination in terms of appraisals or getting approved for housing, do not necessarily require hard costs to carry out. Um, but the money's going to white people. How does that help us? Y'all gonna give us the opportunity to rent places we should have had the opportunity to rent already, and that's compensation? No. Anyway, it goes on to say, increase access to affordable housing and more tenant protection from subsidizing discrimination and racism can also be implemented in down budget times. So you basically just trying to give black people a place to live, which you could kick them out at any time and close the program, and that's over. And back on the street you go, Negro. Returning land that was taken without consent from black owners is among the 100 or 1100 point covered in the Reparations Task Force reports. So how do y'all returning land? See, is y'all talking about where y'all chose to run the highways through and ruin black neighborhoods on purpose? Do y'all know the Highway Act was designed to disrupt black neighborhoods? I tell y'all the story about Rondo neighborhood in St. Paul, where I'm from. They put 94 straight through that joint, and all they do now is a little parade every year we used to perform at to commemorate it at Roy Wilkins Auditorium, which is another thing. But anyway, goes on to say, according to California's Budget Policy Center, black Californians make up 5% of the state's population, yet represented 1 in every 4 of the unhoused identified by homelessness service providers in 2021 and 2022. Wow. That's where all the black people went. They on Skid Row, unless they'd have moved to another state. In January, the Congressional Black Caucus package released its bill announcing housing, including SB 1050. Senate Steve Bradford, Democrat from Los Angeles, who wants to restore property taken by eminent domain back to rightful owners, similar to the cases of Bruce Beach, Manhattan Beach, and Palm Springs. I don't think those are bad things. I think people should get their land back. But guess what? If you gave us our cash, we could go get our own land, though. You know that, right? You do, though, right? What y'all gonna do? Call all the people that had to move somewhere else because y'all gentrified them and took them out the hood and tell them, y'all come on back. We gonna get your old house back. You can't do that. What are y'all talking about? This right here even is suspect. You got good old boys that have staked their little claim over black people stuff already. They ain't finna get that back. So what are you talking about? This is like a dog chasing its tail. Y'all going nowhere. Her main message is that the community must push for legislation for change. All right, here we go with that change. CBPN is a coalition over 40 black-led, black-serving organizations in about 11 counties with the highest black population in the state. They focus on direct action, protests, marches, civil engagements to influence policy and engage an elected representative, all of which ain't working. None of it. Who you protesting and marching for? We already know them as white set up organizations right there, because they got them running around chasing their tail, not doing nothing. It goes on to say, especially with the hard to reach black voters, low income, firmly incarcerated, and people in neighborhoods not typically contacted by campaigns, she said. Civil engagement is a priority. Her organization also works on policies advocating and building multiracial support for reparations. We don't care what everybody else, we ain't asking other people's opinion is including them in on it. We don't need that. We don't care how they feel. Nobody asked us how we feel about our tax dollars going to them $9,000 subsidies in Chicago and busting all the immigrants in. Ain't nobody asking us about them tax dollars. I'm sure getting them federal tax dollars swiped. Since the task force spent only 2 years studying over 400 years of racism and discrimination, violence, and harm. If it took over 400 years to create these institutions that harm black folks, it's going to take a year to undo it, she said. Yeah, right. Last week, the Legislation Black Caucus chair, Lori Wilson, and the CLBC member also unveiled a reparations package of 14 bills. And I quote, "We have to understand in order to do some of this most innovative and some of the most targeted reparations legislation, we must first clear a path for any legal barriers that exist within them, our Constitution, and any apology you have to acknowledge the harm that you've done," said. Why is y'all still talking about apologies? This is a nothing burger souffle with a cream of the nothing sauce, with nothing garnish, and nothing flambe. They ain't talking about no money. Even if you get them to admit to it and say that they're sorry, how does that lead to the money? You know how you can say you sorry? Writing the check. That always says sorry to me. Putting your money where your mouth is. Coming out your pocket. But it goes on to say, folks who live here, who live where we're telling you they don't belong here. Black people don't live up to here. Who are you trying to rob? We carry guns around here. She just shared this on a recent launch we had. She is fearing for her life on the job, Monken said. One of the center's partners focuses on integration and healing at the work for black workers who face racist threats on the job. Who they face racist threats from? All the other quote unquote minority communities. It goes on to say reparations without a big money impact could also extend into how the community access equitable work opportunities to build it. Y'all try work ain't reparation. Giving somebody a job ain't reparations. They're actually working for what they're getting. So you saying, "Oh, we didn't economically strangle y'all for so long here. We just gonna give you a job." That's reparations right there. Man, y'all see these people on the screen, man. California, man, where y'all at, man? Dog, y'all heard the term so California, so goes the country. If y'all let this CBC congressional black coons do this in California, they're going to be trying to pull the sham bam all over the country, fam. And that's just what's going to happen, dude. It's these people right here, man. I'm going to have to do an expo on all the CBC members. The CBC members also appear here, though. Look at this, though. I definitely got most of the CBC members right here. Check this out. Don't forget about this, y'all.
Vaughn Savage Media. Vaughn Savage Media.
I like that intro. I like that intro. I like that intro. I don't use it enough. I should have used it right now because most of them is in it. Anyway, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code. Boy, we need some black people to run, man. We need some black people to run and get these folks out the paint, man. We was tricked, man. We was bamboozled, man. We thought because they had the same skin as us that they was ultimately going to be pushing for our issues, later to only find out that they from over somewhere yonder. They don't feel nothing about slavery. If they do, they need to be going to holler at the British in CARICOM and see what they got going on over that. Have y'all noticed we not a part of CARICOM? You know what CARICOM is? CARICOM is the Caribbean push for reparations, and Black Americans ain't got nothing to do. Well, what happened to we was all dropped off the same boat, just dropped off at different spots. Now we all the same. What happened? We ain't all the same when it come to their reparations push, but when it come to ours, it is what it is. Anyway, shout out to the person that just hit up. I see y'all look a who, and it's all good. But I do got 4 words for you. It is hold on now. It's subscribe for the vibes, like for the spike, comment your vomit, share if you care about getting black empowerment everywhere. Please do that on the platforms that we own, Jones, and just to bring it on home, cut the check for foundational Black Americans. Can't say it enough. Please do that for me, sir. And it's only for the people, those people, the foundational Black American people, those ones. Love, peace, blessings, and Maloha. Hold on, I'm gonna look you square in the eye, cuz. Love, peace, blessings, and Maloha. I'm out the Doha. For sure, you all ready.